While 2023 was a banner year for video games, with Spider-Man 2, Diablo 4, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and Game of the Year winner Baldur's Gate 3, 2024 has a lot to live up to. With the year creeping up on the halfway mark, there is still a lot of time for 2024 to make its mark in gaming history. See, it's natural for game releases to be hot one year and pretty damn cold the next. Unfortunately, that is typically how the industry goes. But recently, with more and more dev studios consistently putting out great games, we've been seeing high-scoring gaming years recently. With that being said, we're going to talk about the 20 most anticipated games that are releasing throughout the rest of the year. Now, this list is in no particular order except for the fact that we think that these games will make an impact on gaming in 2024. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game, is releasing June 4th, offering a 3v7 gameplay format for an exciting, asymmetrical horror experience. Inspired by the cult classic movie, the game features unique clown classes and citizens to fight back in Crescent Cove. This game reminds me very much of another popular online horror game, Dead by Daylight. From the trailer, it's clear that this game will have similar gameplay elements with an 80s horror twist. With highly stylized visuals and 80s nostalgia, it should help set Killer Clowns apart from other multiplayer horror games. Avowed is an upcoming action role-playing video game developed by Obsidian Entertainment. Set in the fictional world of Eora, you find yourself in the Living Lands, a mysterious island filled with adventure and danger. In this first-person action RPG, you are sent to investigate rumors of a spreading plague throughout the Living Lands, an island full of secrets, danger, and adventure, where there are choices, consequences, and an untamed wilderness with a unique ecosystem. You'll be able to mix and match swords, spells, guns, and shields to fight your way to the truth of what's really going on in the Living Lands. Avowed is set to release fall of 2024, and if you're a fan of RPGs like I am, then you want to keep this game on your radar. Now, I know there's been some recent conversation about EA's pricing for Star Wars Outlaws, like the announcement of a $130 Ultimate Edition. But let's take a second and look past that. I want to look at the game itself. In this first ever open world Star Wars game, Outlaws is set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. You'll play as Kay Vess, a scoundrel seeking freedom and the means to start a new life, along with her companion Nyx. Fight, steal, and outwit your way through the galaxy's crime syndicates as you join the galaxy's most wanted. I grew up with Star Wars, and I still enjoy everything Star Wars related to this day. With that being said, I can acknowledge the lack of well-made games and movies that have been produced recently, but to my surprise, I actually find myself looking forward to this game. If done right, I think Star Wars Outlaws could be a great addition to the Star Wars franchise. I'm going to keep close tabs on updates about this game and keep you guys in the know. Star Wars Outlaws will be available August 30th, and I'll make sure to have a video about that when we hear more. Senua returns in a brutal journey of survival through the myth and torment of Viking Iceland. In this sequel to the award-winning Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, experience the world through Senua's eyes and ears as a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis. An epic journey across 10th century Iceland, recreated from real locations in stunning detail, with brutal and visceral combat as Senua battles for survival. I'll be honest, not only had I never heard of Hellblade 2 before doing research for this video, I had never heard of the first Hellblade game either. But after looking at everything, I am very intrigued with this series and I might have to get this game. Hellblade 2 will be releasing May 21st on PC and Xbox only. Keep an eye on this one, it's looking very promising. Ubisoft is releasing a brand new first-person shooter called X-Defiant. Now, I actually just made an entire video on this game, but I'll give you a quick rundown. X-Defiant is a Call of Duty-like run-and-gun game. It's a 6v6 shooter with a handful of classic game modes like Team Deathmatch, Hardpoint, and Domination. Personally, I'm very hyped for this game. It is a free-to-play experience and is set to release on May 21st. Make sure to check this game out, there is a lot of hype behind this release. With the release of Elden Ring now being over 2 years ago, players have been on the edge of their seats for new content. This highly anticipated expansion pack is set to incorporate a brand new map, a range of new elements, and, most importantly, a new villain called Mesmer. If you have played Elden Ring before, you know how much gameplay there is, how replayable that the game can be. So with this new DLC, we can expect a lot of grinding and sweaty gameplay. With the Shadow of the Erd Tree releasing on June 21st, I am beyond excited to hop back into this game that I quickly fell in love with just 2 years ago. Believe me, I know Call of Duty is nowhere as hyped up as it used to be, so I promise I won't talk about this for long. But Call of Duty Gulf War is set to release later this year, and it's starting to raise some eyebrows. Treyarch has been working on this game for 4 years straight, one of the longest development times for a Call of Duty that we've seen in a very long time. I'm not going to count this game out just yet. I'm naturally a little skeptical, but I do have hopes that this year's COD could be decent. They're confirmed to bring back a handful of weapons from previous games, bringing back round-based zombies, so there's a good bit of optimism to be found here. Now, before you say, Breeze, this game is already about to launch on PC, let me explain. Yes, Marvel Rivals is currently doing a beta for PC and is expected to release on PC, but it said that if the success of Rivals is large and well appreciated, then the devs would have no issue releasing this game on console. Marvel Rivals is a shooter that people are comparing to Overwatch, but the hook is the character lineup that this game has to offer, even in the beta state. From Spider-Man to Scarlet Witch, you can use a handful of unique abilities to take down the enemy team and win said objective. Marvel Rivals is set to release early this fall. Sony is set to launch a remastered version of the drama horror title Until Dawn, which was originally launched a decade ago. Return to Blackwood Mountain with a new third-person mode, plus improved visuals, audio, and more. If you never had the pleasure of playing this masterpiece of a game, then you will have the opportunity later this year to experience a brand new enhanced version of a classic horror game. Until Dawn lets you choose your ending. Every action you choose alters everything that happens to you later on in the game. You learn about the butterfly effect, forcing you to be extra thoughtful with every choice you make. The Assassin's Creed franchise has had so many unique games with vastly different time periods and storylines, where you will train as a ninja and take stealth to the next level. I grew up with these games and stepped away from the franchise for years, but with the announcement of Shadows, I might be getting back in the action. Now, at the time of making this video, the release date for Assassin's Creed Shadows is scheduled for tomorrow, so if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. Over the past few years, F1 has exploded in viewership across the world. Obviously, I'm not saying that it was a small thing before that, but with the release of Netflix's Drive to Survive and a number of video games, F1 has seen a surge of popularity. I just recently started F1 23 and I'm having a blast racing down iconic tracks around the world. So I'm putting this game on the list because I think if you're curious about F1, you should absolutely give one of these games a shot before the release of F1 24. F1 24 is set to release on May 28th, so make sure to keep this game on your radar. Before we move on to the next 10 games, I just want to give a quick shout out to my Discord server. Here is where I get to personally talk with you guys, brainstorm video ideas, and really just hang out with y'all. If you're interested, I'll leave the link in the description, so make sure to check that out. I hope to see you there. Play through iconic worlds and mash up characters inspired by some of your favorite franchises in this action-adventure game. Express your fandom with 60+ unique playable characters from more than 20 fan-favorite franchises, all recreated in Funko Pop. Explore incredible worlds inspired by Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, Jaws, The Thing, Chucky, Battlestar Galactica, Hot Fuzz, The Umbrella Academy, Masters of the Universe, Invincible, and more. This third-person, story-driven game will be available on all platforms on September 13th. Dive back into the unique world of Greedfall again in an even deeper RPG experience. Uprooted from the island of your birth, find your freedom, explore the old continent, and forge your destiny through alliances, scheming, and battles. This prequel puts you in control of a new protagonist, seeking to regain their freedom in a world scarred by the Malachor Plague. I'm not too familiar with this series, but I did find the trailer for this game to look very promising. If you've played the first Greedfall or if this game interests you, let me know down in the comments. You'll be able to check out Greedfall 2 this summer. Destiny 2: The Final Shape is an upcoming major expansion for Destiny 2. Representing the 8th expansion in the 7th year of extended content for Destiny 2, it is scheduled to be released on June 4th after being delayed from its original February 2024 date. Bungie describes it as The Final Shape Looms, a nightmarish calcification of reality into the Witness's twisted design. Embark on a perilous journey into the heart of the Traveler, rally the Vanguard, and end the War of Light and Darkness. If you're a Destiny 2 player, this expansion seems like it will include a lot of brand new content. With only a few weeks away until release, get excited for this major update coming to Destiny 2. I wasn't able to find a whole lot of information about the remake of the classic 2001 horror game, but it has been announced that Silent Hill 2 will be releasing in 2024. I know that this is a short update. I am very happy to see the remake being announced and will be watching closely for updates to come. Before we finish up with the top 5 games coming out this year, if you are enjoying this video and want to support my channel, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. We just recently hit 1,000 subscribers and are well on our way to 2,000. So make sure to comment down below which games so far you're most excited about. Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl is a next-gen sequel to the award-winning PC game franchise developed by GSC Game World, set to deliver a unique action experience of survival in the post-apocalyptic Chernobyl exclusion zone. Experience one-of-a-kind gameplay featuring the elements of a first-person shooter, immersive sim, and horror. Play a major part in a non-linear story that unfolds in the setting of local post-apocalyptic dark science fiction. Your duty is to decide the fate of the zone. With benchmark-setting graphics powered by the Unreal Engine, devs have already confirmed that multiplayer mode is coming soon after the release date as a free update for the game. Stalker 2 will be releasing on September 5th, and I'm very interested to see how this game will do. Besides the short teaser we got a little while back, there hasn't been many more updates about this game, but I remember that just the teaser of this game had the gaming community freaking out. After seeing the success of Marvel's Spider-Man games, we are more than excited to see what Marvel's Wolverine has to offer. After waiting for over a decade, there will finally be a new installment of NCAA college football. Go check out my most recent upload where I dive into the history of NCAA college football video games. With that being said, the sports gaming community is on the edge of their seat for this game to finally release this summer. Make sure to watch out for the official release announcement coming up in the next week or so. Black Myth: Wukong is an upcoming action role-playing game by Chinese developer Game Science, based on the classical 16th century Chinese novel Journey to the West, and is set to release on August 20th, 2024. Somehow, this game looks like a more intense Elden Ring, with insane boss fights in a very immersive world. The coolest part about Black Myth is that it's based on a famous Chinese book which tells the tale of 81 adventures of a man who endures it all. So far, the gaming community has very high hopes for this game, and I think that we're all excited to see the story come to life. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Machine Games, to be published by Bethesda Softworks. It's based on the Indiana Jones franchise and will feature an original narrative that draws from the film series. The game will be set between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. Unfortunately, we don't have much news yet, but it has been confirmed to be releasing at the end of 2024. What we do know is that Microsoft made a deal with Disney so that this game's release will be an Xbox exclusive. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this list of the top 20 games coming out for the rest of the year. Which games caught your eye? Let me know down in the comments. Again, if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. That's going to be it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.